Today we are going to discuss the second part of this video, the pharmacy constitution or the Drug and Cosmetic Act and Rules 1940. So we discuss the introductory part of the Drug and Cosmetic Act, and in this video, the second part, we are going to discuss the provisions of the Act. First, we go to see or discuss the schedules of the Drug and Cosmetic Act. Number one is Schedule A. Schedule A. Schedule A contain pro forma for application for the license. Pro forma for the application for license. Issue and renewal of license. Issue and renewal of license for sending memoranda, for sending memoranda of this act. This is the schedule 1. Pro forma for the application for license, issue, renewal of license for sending memoranda of this act. And the second one is Schedule B. Rates of fee for test. Rates of or fee for test or analysis or analysis by the Central Drug Laboratory or Government of India, by the Central Drug Laboratory or by Government of India. The third one is Schedule C, list of the biological and special product, biological special product, biological and special product, whose import, sale, distribution and manufacture, whose import, sale, manufacture are governed by special provisions, are governed by special provisions. The next one is third one is schedule C1. C1. It contains list of other special products, list of other special products, special products, list of special products whose import, sale, distribution, whose sale, whose import, sale, manufacture are governed by special provisions, are governed by special provisions. Next one is Schedule D, list of drug exempted from the provisions of import of drug. Schedule D, list of the drug exempted from import of the provisions. Schedule D1, here is the Schedule D1. In this schedule, information and undertaking to be submitted by the manufacturer with the application form for a registration certificate. Information and undertaking to be submitted. Information and undertaking to be submitted, undertaking to be submitted, undertaking to be submitted by the manufacturer with the application form, by the manufacturer with the application form for a registration certificate, for a registration certificate, certificate. Next one is D2. It is a D1 and the next one is D2. In the D2, information to be submitted by the manufacturer, information to be submitted by the manufacturer with the application form for registration, with the application form by the manufacturer for the registration of bulk drug formulation, for the registration of bulk drug formulation, products for its in India, products for its in India. And the next one is Schedule E1. In the Schedule E1, list of the poisonous substances, list of the poisonous substances. In the Schedule E1, list of the poisonous substances. In the Schedule E1, list of the poisonous substances, under the Ayurvedic, under the Ayurvedic, under the Ayush, AY, Ayurvedic Unani Siddhant formulation. Next one is Schedule F. In the Schedule F, Part 1, list provisions applicable to the production of bacterial and viral vaccine. Provisions applicable for the production of viral and bacterial vaccines. Part 2, in the Part 2, provisions applicable for the production of all sera from living animals. Provision applicable for the sera produced from animal. Third part is provisions applicable for to the manufacture and standardization of diagnostic agents. Third one is provisions to the standardization of the diagnostic agent. Diagnostic agent. So here is the Schedule F, Part 1, 2 and 3. And F2. F2. Standards for surgical dressing. Standard for surgical dressing. F3. Standards for sterilized umbilical tapes. Standards for surgical like umbilical tape. So here is Schedule E1, F, Part 1, 2 and 3, F2 and F3. The next one is Schedule FF. The next one is Schedule FF. These all schedules have special provisions to govern the special category of drug with manufacture, sale, trade, and all the events which are going to use with the handling of the drug, where we go to manufacture, where we go to sale, where we go to import or export. There are provisions for the guidance. The next one is Schedule FF. Schedule FF. Standards of for ophthalmic preparation. Standards for ophthalmic preparation. The next one is Schedule G. Schedule G. Schedule G. List of the substance that are required. List of the substance that are required list of the substance that are required to be used only under the medical supervision, to be used under the medical supervision and which are to be labeled accordingly, and which are to be labeled accordingly. The meaning of accordingly, that in the Schedule G, the special provisions or special rules or special recommendation are given in detail. Here we are not going to discuss these detail, but the meaning of accordingly is to the details which are given in this schedule should be followed or should be maintained by the manufacturer when they are labeling any type of drugs, substances or preparations with the medical supervision. The next one is Schedule H. Schedule H. The Schedule H stands for prescription. Prescription. P-I-O-N. Prescriptions. Or we can say, I am going to write here, list of prescriptions detail. list of prescriptions drug. Who are the prescription drugs? Prescribed by RMP. RMP. RMP means registered medical practitioner. Practitioner. They are the people who are registered in the Medical Council of India or authorized for the writing the prescription. So when they write the prescription, that drugs are scheduled in Schedule H. They are only given to the patient or dispensed to the patient only on the basis of the prescription. When they have not the prescription, the retailer, or we can say the pharmacist, should not or must not be give these types of drugs which are scheduled in Schedule H. So this is the main important schedule of this Act, Drug and Cosmetic 1940. The second one is J, Schedule J. Schedule J. Schedule J. In this Schedule J, disease or elements which a drug may not purport to prevent or cure. Disease or ailment, disease or ailment which not be cured by the drug. They are came in Schedule J. The next one is Schedule K. Schedule K. Here the Schedule K drug exempted from certain provision relating to the manufacture of drug. Drug exempted from the manufacture procedure. Which drugs are not manufactured or not came into the manufacturing process, they are come under the Schedule K. And next one is Schedule M. Next one is Schedule M. This one is the most important schedule for which people they are connected with the manufacturing procedure, or simply we can say manufacturing plants or factories. So here is the schedule M. In the schedule M, goods manufacturing practices, goods manufacturing practices, short form GMT. Goods manufacturing practices, requirements of factory premises, requirements of factory premises, requirements of factory premises, requirements of factory premises, plant and equipment for pharmaceutical products, plant and equipment for the plant and equipment for the pharmaceutical product, pharmaceutical product. The next one is the part first of schedule M. Part first. Part first says GMP for premises and material. GMP for premises and material. The second one is the part 1A. Part 1A. Part 1A is specific requirements for manufacture of sterile products. Specific requirements for manufacture of sterile products. Sterile products are injections, eardrop, eye drop, water for injection are the example of sterile products. So the part first A is specific requirements for the manufacture of sterile products. Parenteral preparation parenteral preparations, small volume injectable and large volume parenteral. Small volume injectable and large volume parenteral, and sterile ophthalmic preparations, and sterile ophthalmic preparation. Next one is part 1b. Part 1b. It denotes specific requirements for manufacture of oral solid dosage form. Specific requirements for oral dosage form. These are tablet and capsules. Part 1c. Specific requirements for the manufacture of oral liquid. Part 1c says specific requirement for oral liquids. Oral liquid. Syrup, elixir, emulsions and suspensions. Emulsion and suspensions. These are came under Schedule M, Part 1c. Next one is Part 1d. Part 1d. Part 1d is specific requirements for the manufacture of topical products. Specific requirement for the topical products such as cream, powder preparations, lotion, solution dusting powder. Next one is Part 1 E. Part 1E says specific requirement for the manufacture of metered dose inhaler. Metered dose inhaler, MDI, which are used for asthma and other products. The next one is M, Part 1F. Schedule M is most important schedule for the manufacturing process. The all provisions of Schedule M denotes that what the procedure should be used for the GMP goods manufacturing practices. The next one is part 1F. M part 1F. It denotes specific requirements of premises, and premises plant and materials for manufacture of active pharmaceutical ingredients. Plants and materials, plants and materials plants and materials for manufacture of active pharmaceutical ingredients, for active pharmaceuticals ingredient, short form API. Bulk drug. Bulk drug. These APIs are used for the small scale production of any pharmaceutical products. So for the production of API, these are regulations in this Schedule M part 1F. Next one is part 2nd, requirements of plant and equipment. Part 2nd, requirements of plant and equipment. So here is the Schedule M, and the next one is Schedule M1. Schedule M1. It denotes requirements of factory premises for manufacturing homeopathic preparation. Requirements and premises for homeopathic. Schedule M2. Cosmetics, requirements and premises for cosmetics. M3 for medical devices. M3 for medical devices. Medical devices. So it's all from the Schedule M, and we are going to the next schedule, that is Schedule N. Schedule N contains List of minimum equipment for efficient running of a pharmacy. Schedule N. List of minimum equipment for running of pharmacy. Schedule O. Standard for disinfectant fluids. Schedule O. Schedule O denotes standards for disinfectant fluid. Standard for disinfectant fluids. Part 1 is provisions applicable to black fluids and white fluids. Part 1, provisions included to black fluids and white fluids. White fluids. And the next one is part second, provisions applicable to other fluids. Provisions applicable to other fluids. Other fluids. It is the part second of Schedule O. Second of Schedule O. The next one is P. Schedule P. In the Schedule P, life periods of drug. Life periods of the drug. What is the life of the drug, or when it go to expire, or when it go is last date of expiry, that is governed by Schedule P. Schedule P1, pack size of drug. P1, pack size of drug. Pack size of drug. Schedule Q, part 1. Schedule Q, part 1. List of dyes, colors and pigments permitted in cosmetics and soaps. List of dyes, color, pigment permitted in soap and cosmetics. Part second, list of colors permitted in soap. Standards for rubber latex in single use. Standard for rubber latex in single use, medical equipments and for other devices. The R1 is standard for medical devices. R1 is standard for medical devices. Medical devices. S in standard for cosmetics. S standard for cosmetics. T for GMP for Ayurvedic, Siddha and Unani medicines. Schedule T, GMP for Ayush, for short form Ayush. Manufacturing procedure. Manufacturing procedure. Schedule T, Schedule U, Schedule U for particulars to be shown in the manufacturing raw material and analytical records of drug. Analytical records of drug. Schedule U1, particulars to be shown in the manufacturing raw material and analytical record of cosmetics. This is for cosmetics. V, Schedule V denotes standards for patent and proprietary medicines. Standard for patent and proprietary medicines. Schedule W for list of drugs which are not be marketed under generic names only. List of drugs marketed under generic name only. Generic name only. X, Schedule X denotes list of drug whose import, manufacture and sale, labeling and packaging are governed by special provisions. Special provisions for manufacturing, labeling and sale. The last one is Schedule Y, requirements and guideline on clinical trial and import and manufacture of new drugs. Schedule Y for clinical trial. Clinical trial. So the second part of this video contains that all schedule, and in the third part we are going to discuss the all other provisions for the drug and cosmetics. So here is from my side. Thank you. बंद कर दिए.